Hey everyone, we're back, and we've got Vecna from Stranger Things, season 4 and 5. Season 4 better than season 5. We'll get into that here in a second. From Iron Studios, 10 years of Iron Studios, which I only discovered them a couple years ago. And this is the Art Scale 1/10 Deluxe Vecna statue. It's a biggie. This was one of the first statues I pre-ordered and bought from them. And as you can see, I never opened it. Because I wanted to, repaint the walls, get some statue cabinets. That way it didn't develop dust like the box did. Let's see. It's going to be another one of those I got to cut it. But that's okay. There's Doom in the background. And you may ask, Jason, getting all these statues, you get some heroes? I do have heroes, not many. More villains than heroes. And I'll tell you why. Heroes are all fine and good. They inspire us to be better. But what makes a hero? His villains. Or their villains if they're a team. Because without villains for the heroes to try to rise up against, you just have people. They're just people. They're not inspiring you to anything. I'm going to lay it down because sorry for the squeaking again. Alright. Oh, he's a biggie too. You can see this. I angled the camera a little differently. Here we have the tentacles. Of course, there's the peg piece, which is all his tentacles. Like, you got your teethies hanging out? You curious, huh? Oh. Got a little Stranger Things logo there. I like to show Stranger Things. It's very nostalgia bait for me, having grown up in the 80s, born in 82. A lot of people are like, you're a millennial. I don't really relate with millennials as much as I do Gen X. I'm like in that in-between era, what they call the Zennials. There's the man himself. Oh, he's detailed too. Look at that. His eyes. Rolled back white. A little bit styrofoam fuzz on there. But that's okay. I have some, I gotta get some more, air cleaner. Spray can. Just to dust them off from this. It's okay. No base for his feet. So I'm wondering how he sits up. He's got a peg hole right there. So I'll set him down. We're going to pull out these. Oh, it's a heavy. Oh, there, yeah. Heavy. It's a big, heavy base for him. It's even got the clock, broken wooden pillar there, just tentacles everywhere. Yeah, so we're gonna get that thing out of the way and start figuring out how we put this thing together. These don't come with instructions either. It's not like the one with Japanese where it came with instructions. Alright. Now look at the box here and figure out where things go. So, looks like this just snaps right into there like that. And then Huh. Looking at the box, it looks like it's just fit down on here somehow. It's got a tentacle there. It looks like his leg comes out from. Yeah, trying to figure this out, guys. Like he should hover somehow. Wait, no, that's just a tentacle wrapping around. There's a little, aha! I think I figured it out. Is that it there? Yeah, that's it. Oh wow, that is fun looking. Let me angle this. Sorry guys, I'm still playing with this a little. Angle that a little better for you. It's kind of delicate. Just kind of his leg right in here, right there, just hooks onto a small little peg piece into his leg. Barely noticeable. Holy crap, that's cool. Like I said, there's his messed up hand, his claw hand. Now I got it figured out. I can pull it off there. There's that clawed hand that he uses to. Thought that fingernail. I thought was a little bit of styrofoam, but it's not. It's just the paint job. Great paint jobs on these too. So detailed. Yeah, the peg holes are right there. Blows butt. Blows butt because I got little pieces of styrofoam on them. But that's good. I like this. The packaging is nice. Shouldn't have any problems ever with these things coming in messed up. There we go. Vecna and Doom. And this doesn't really attach anymore. I guess it's just sit right in front of it there. So, yeah, Stranger Things. Huge nostalgia bait for me. You know, growing up in the 80s, Ghostbusters, G.I. Joe, He-Man, Thundercats, all those good shows that we all used to watch Saturday mornings. Snorks, Smurfs, you know, if you were young. But yeah, and I wasn't a D&D player back then because I was just a little kid. I didn't get really into it. I didn't, with the kids I hung out with, you didn't see them playing Dungeons and Dragons back then. Because when I was young, my parents had me in sports. I played baseball, I played soccer, or football, as the Europeans would call it. But yeah, really suckered me into that show. I mean, and that's why I was going into the villains. You have great villains, you can have a really good product, a good show, a good movie. Dr. Doom's a great example. He's a great villain. Megalomaniac, genius, occultist. You can even see the little Nazi aspect with the German pistol there. But yeah, I mean, you have great villains, you're going to have a great show because it gets people enthralled. And you put stakes into it. Now, this is my issue with Stranger Things. People died, sure. Barb in the first season. Sean Austin's character in the second season. I don't remember who died in the third season. Oh, the Russian. They get you to like these people and then they kill them, but they're all B people. You gotta kill some main people to keep an audience interested. Game of Thrones did it. Heck, You were taking bets on who's going to die next in Game of Thrones. I mean, everyone was dying in Game of Thrones. Sean Bean. Most movies or shows you see Sean Bean and he's going to die. You pretty much make that a drinking game. If he doesn't die, you have to down the bottle. But yeah, great villains. Stranger Things season 1. Gotcha. You're interested. The Demogorgon was freaky. You knew nothing about it. There was just one of them. But it was relentless, animalistic, brutal, just murking people left and right. Second season, they introduced, we didn't know at the time, it was basically its larval form, or pupa form. You know, when it was just a little demo dog. It got a little bigger, the more it ate, the bigger it got. And then you realize, oh crap, that's the adult form of the Demogorgon. That's the child form of the Demogorgon. What we saw. And the Demogorgon, that would have been like, how many were there? Like a dozen of those things? There would have been a dozen Demogorgons they would have had to deal with. Had they kept eating and survived. And then the third season, we had the Mind Flayer in physical form. And, you know, it was just an amalgamation of biomass. Not a bad villain. Just another, what you thought was an instinctual creature just hunting and eating. But going for 11, like specifically because of her ability, in which we didn't know the full extent of what she could do. We know she opened the gate. We know she closed the gate. But we didn't know until season 4. Season 4, people, you know, started really hating on it. I didn't. There were episodes that were good in every season. And there were episodes that were bad in every season. I mean, they're called filler episodes. Season 2, the one episode I liked involved the sister. What was it, 8 or 6? The one that could do illusions. Don't remember. Don't care. Kali is what they called her. That's how I remember. I didn't remember her number. I remember Kali the Destroyer. And I was just like, she didn't really destroy anything. She just messed with people's heads. And she wasn't great, but it was kind of like that, you know, Jedi training that 11 needed to, you know, a little familial response that she needed. Kind of like when Luke goes to Dagobah and trains with Yoda for a very short time. And then it's like, oh, I gotta go bounce. People need me. But yeah, no, season 4, they introduced Vecna. Great villain. And when you learn the backstory of Henry/1/Vecna, you're like, dang, he's messed up. Like, he was a cold-blooded sociopath. And the fact that you learn that when he killed people the way he did with his claw, he took their minds into his. So you gotta imagine all of the powers that all the other kids had. Even if he already had them, they may have been enhancing his own power when he was absorbing them into his head. And the one he didn't have was Kali. He didn't have the illusion. Now, it's a power that he had in the mind space, but he couldn't generate that in the physical world, only in the head. Could he have manipulated them in the physical world like she could? If he had absorbed her. Who knows? Because we didn't see her again until the final season, which, okay, bring Grandma Linda Hamilton in as way too high ranking for what she was. I mean, she's gone downhill as an actress as far as taking projects with questionable writing. Because season 5 did have some questionable writing. There were a lot of things that seemed rushed. Where season 4 left off, I expected very short time for season 5 to pick up. But you know, those kids went from looking like they were 12 to looking like they were 30. You know, and in real life, and you can't fix that. You just can't. I mean, COVID screwed up so much stuff, and then there was the stupid writer strike that just ruined writing for everything. To have too many hands in the cookie jar, you just dilute your product. Stick with a core group, you know, like Tim Burton does. Tim Burton will bring in his own writers. Now, there could be 20 of them, but they all follow his lead. Most of these production companies now, they fill a writer's room. No one is following one lead because no one wants to step up and be the leader. They all just want to compliment each other for stupid stuff. Like, a lot of people gave the scene with Will a lot of crap coming out as gay, getting over his fear of being found out. The best line that they could have put in that was just like all of his core friends just being like, yeah, we know. We've known for a while, Will, and we've been fine with it. We just didn't want to bring it up to you because we didn't know how you would take it that we knew. We didn't want to upset you, and we didn't want to out you. That would have been way better to, just be like, we knew. Yeah, we knew. Like, the adults would have had, at the era that they were in the 80s, the adults would have had a harder time. And because they knew more about what was going on in that culture at the time with the AIDS epidemic, which is a tragedy, but, when you live that lifestyle. I mean, one show that did a really good showcasing of that time was American Horror Story NYC. And because I'm an American Horror Story, as you can tell, I like villains, because a good villain makes a good show, makes a good story. I love horror, obviously, and sci-fi and fantasy, and some superhero stuff. But yeah, no, that show did a really good job showcasing the AIDS epidemic. American Horror Story NYC. Not my favorite season. Good season. And they had a lot of good elements, sub-stories. But every time they showed the main creature, villain, the guy in the leather, Big Daddy as they called him. Yes, I remember that because I was just like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, it's AIDS. I was like, he is the metaphysical representation of the disease. Because he always showed up at a place where there was high amounts of fornication and that was unprotected, and the hookup spots for the culture at the time because it was a stigma back then. But yeah, so that's Vecna, that's Dr. Doom. Next video coming up, we're going to do Destro. And because Destro is a good villain as well. Now, like I said, we're going to do Destro. But we're going to hold off on the Storm Shadow until I get Snake Eyes. Because I did promise you guys a few videos this weekend. That's why I did Vecna. Like I said, one of my first statues I bought from Iron Studios. And it so happened they existed for 10 years. And there are so many statues on there that are out of stock, out of print, that I wish I had been following this company for 10 years, because there would be so many more statues. I'd have to buy more statue cases for all the statues I would currently own. But it probably would have prompted me to be, start doing this before and start making changes in my life before. Doing these videos, we'll get into that in the next video, in Destro. Why I wanted to start doing these videos and why I wanted to get this out there. So, but we'll see you here in a few minutes.